baby. Hey.
What you want to say about the baby?
June 30th, 2026, Aiken, South Carolina. Just before 9 p.m., a woman calls 911. Her voice carries urgency, panic. She tells dispatchers her daughter has disappeared while playing outside, her 4-year-old, gone. A massive search begins immediately. Thousands of volunteers, law enforcement, dogs, helicopters, drones scanning thousands of acres. But here's the truth that would emerge days later. The girl wasn't missing. She was already dead, had been dead for weeks. And the woman who called 911, the one claiming her daughter vanished, knew exactly what happened. She lied to everyone. This is the story of Javeayah Harris, 4 years old, and the parents who took her life then fabricated an entire narrative to hide what they'd done. Welcome to Crime Beyond the Shadows. For those returning, I pray your families remain safe tonight. If you're new, subscribe and enable notifications. We uncover stories others refuse to tell. The evidence buried, the truths hidden. Today, we explore the death of a 4-year-old child and the calculated deception that followed. Listen carefully to these facts. On June 30th, 2026, Michilae Herring, 22 years old, called 911 reporting her daughter Javeayah missing. The girl had been playing outside, she claimed, near the family's chicken coop. She vanished without a trace.
Aiken County 911, where's your emergency?
Ma'am, I'm at Hillsborough Street. I can't find my baby.
Hillsborough Street?
Yes, ma'am. She was outside playing, and I came out here after cooking dinner a little bit, and I'm looking for her, but I don't see her nowhere.
All right, how old is this baby?
She's 4.
Within hours, thousands searched. Volunteers combed woods. Police deployed helicopters. FBI resources mobilized. A community united around finding a lost child. On Saturday, July 4th, 4 days into the search, Aiken County Sheriff Marty Sawyer held a press conference. His words were measured but devastating. Evidence indicates she has been deceased for at least 1 month.
Morning. I'm Aiken County Sheriff Marty Sawyer. And we're gathered here, and I'm gathered here with all these law enforcement partners to make the hardest announcement that I've ever had to make in my 36 years career in law enforcement. I'm deeply saddened to tell you that our investigation and evidence leads us to believe that 4-year-old Javeayah Harris is deceased. It's the outcome that we all feared, and sadly, it's the outcome that we must face. We'll have to face it together as a community. Our search for Javeayah drives on. We are continuing to put massive law enforcement resources to work to recover Javeayah and bring her home. We all hoped and prayed to find her alive. But it's extremely important to bring her home to her family, and it's important to bring her home for us. We are currently searching an area of interest right now, not in Aiken County, and I am not disclosing where that's at. But I'm sure you understand, if in fact Javeayah's body is where we think it is, it's going to be a difficult time for everybody there. And we don't need anybody from the outside of law enforcement trying to access that area. Today I'm announcing that we have arrested Javeayah's parents. We've arrested her dad 23-year-old Johmarea Harris, and her mom, 22-year-old Michilae Herring, for homicide by child abuse and filing a false police report. Additional charges may be forthcoming. We'll figure that out as the investigation goes further.
The exact circumstances of what happened to Javeayah remain partially obscured by the confidentiality of the case. Arrest warrants state that Michilae Herring physically assaulted the girl, that Javeayah suffered an injury during this assault, that both parents failed to seek medical attention. When a young child dies from untreated injuries, the trajectory is predictable. Deterioration, infection, systemic failure, death follows within days or weeks, depending on the severity of the initial trauma. Javeayah's death wasn't sudden. It was a process. She suffered, she declined, she stopped breathing, and at some point during late May or early June, she died. For weeks after her death, Javeayah's body remained in the home. Her parents continued their lives. Michilae prepared for the birth of her newborn. Johmarea worked. They attended to daily routines while their daughter's corpse decomposed in their house. How does a parent function while their dead child lies nearby? How do they cook dinner, sleep, watch television? These are questions that challenge comprehension. Yet the evidence suggests this is exactly what occurred. The parents faced a choice point: report the death, explain how their daughter came to suffer fatal injuries, face accountability, or conceal it, hide the body, pretend she was alive. They chose concealment. By June 26th, when Michilae delivered her newborn, Javeayah had likely been dead for weeks. The baby was healthy, born without complications, placed with family members who could provide adequate care. 4 days passed. June 30th arrived. The newborn was 4 days old, and Michilae made a decision that would define everything that followed. She called 911. At 8:48 p.m. on June 30th, 2026, Michilae Herring dialed 911. The dispatcher answered. She explained that her daughter was missing, that she'd been playing outside, that she'd gone to cook dinner, and when she came back, Javeayah was gone. The description she provided was detailed: pink Minnie Mouse pajamas, pink beads in braided hair, Crocs on her feet, height 3 feet 6 inches, weight 40 pounds. The specificity lent credibility to the account. The dispatcher asked about health issues. Michilae mentioned autism, not formally diagnosed, but suspected. She explained that Javeayah was friendly, wouldn't understand stranger danger, spoke in full sentences, was very smart. Everything about the 911 call was designed to construct a narrative of a missing child, an accidental loss, a girl who wandered away from her yard. It was entirely fabricated. Law enforcement immediately mobilized. This was a child abduction case, potentially. The first critical hours were precious. Officers were dispatched. Neighborhoods were canvassed. The search began in the Hillsborough Street and Ridgecrest Road area where the family lived. Javeayah Harris told investigators he'd been away, at a laundromat, at a convenience store. Gone for approximately 90 minutes, he arrived home around 9 p.m. to find his daughter missing and his partner calling police. He supported the narrative. Javeayah had vanished while playing. They had no idea what happened. By the next morning, the search expanded dramatically. Volunteers arrived. Thousands of citizens joined law enforcement. Helicopters circled overhead. Drones scanned properties. Dogs tracked scents. The community mobilized for a 4-year-old girl. Days passed. Search efforts intensified. The story circulated through news outlets. A missing girl. A desperate family. A community united in hope that she'd be found alive. But investigators were developing doubts. Something didn't align. The timeline, the details, the parents' behavior, inconsistencies emerged during interviews. By July 3rd, Aiken County Sheriff's Office began shifting focus. The narrative was breaking down. Evidence contradicted what Michilae and Johmarea had claimed. The arrest warrants would later reveal the confession. Both parents admitted the truth. Michilae had assaulted Javeayah. The girl suffered injuries. They failed to provide medical care. She died, and instead of reporting her death, instead of seeking help, they concealed it. For an entire month, they maintained the pretense that she was alive, that she was in the home, that she was their responsibility. Then they manufactured a missing person scenario. On July 4th, 2026, Sheriff Marty Sawyer held a press conference. It is the outcome that we all feared, and sadly, it is now what we face, he stated. We put every resource available to find Javeayah and bring her home safely. Sadly, it was already too late to save her the moment the 911 call came in on June 30th. His statement carried the weight of an entire community's heartbreak. Thousands had searched for a child who was already gone, already deceased, already hidden by the very people responsible for protecting her. Johmarea Harris and Michilae Herring were arrested on July 4th. Both charged.
All right, besides you, how many of us live in the household with you?
Just me, my girlfriend, and my child.
Okay, does she contribute to the financial status of the house as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You also have a first initial court appearance date set up for September 18th of this year at 9 a.m. in the main courtroom at the Aiken County Judicial Center, 109 Park Avenue Southeast in Aiken. Once again, don't try to keep up with all these numbers and dates in your head. It'll be a part of the paperwork that I'll give you in just a few minutes. Remember that you also have a right to request a preliminary hearing. And the paperwork included as well, that you've got 10 days to submit that paperwork, and that 10 days starts today. Now, with regards to the charge, bond, you're here to have a bond set, but this court does not have the authority or the jurisdiction to set a bond for a sentence of a crime that could get you life in prison. So today's bond is being denied, and it's also being transferred to the circuit court, where a circuit court judge will hear this case within the next 30 days, and the circuit court judge will set the bond for the charge. But for now, there is no bond. All right? And I do not qualify you at this point for a court-appointed attorney. So it would be my advice to you to seek legal counsel to represent you as you move forward. All right? Best of luck to you. We're adjourned.
With Victim Services, we are asking that he complies with DSS requirements.
Yes. Thank you, Victim Services. I appreciate that. You comply with DSS's requirements.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's a condition of the bond.
Yes, sir.
All right. Very good. Thank you. With regards to the filing false police report of a felony violation, that bond would have been set for $5,000, but because it's connected to the homicide charge, I'm going to deny bond. So these two are going to be connected together, and a circuit court judge will hear that. So as of this morning,
Yes, we ask that she complies with DSS requirements.
you court, you contact the public defender's office to complete the application process. Court dates, times, and locations will be included in the paperwork that I'm about to give you, so don't try to keep up with anything in your head. For charges that will be heard in General Sessions Court, you have the right to a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing does not determine if you are guilty or not guilty. It simply confirms if probable cause exists to move forward to trial with the charges that you face. If you want a preliminary hearing, you need to submit the form I will give you within 10 days, and that 10 days starts today. You will get a copy of everything that you sign. Understand that by signing, know that it is not an admission of guilt or anything other than a receipt of the documents as part of this bond hearing process. Please follow the deputy's guidance and sign and initial everywhere that it is highlighted in yellow. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Herring, you've been charged with homicide by child abuse. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if convicted, it carries up 20 years to life in prison? Do you
Yes, sir.
understand that? You've also been charged with filing false police report of a felony violation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
It carries up to 5 years in prison or a $5,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, or are you going to retain the services? Are you going to retain the services of your own legal counsel?
I can get public assistance.
Okay. So answer a couple of questions for me. Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
And where do you work?
Transcom.
Transcom?
Yes, sir.
Do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly?
Bi-weekly.
And on average, what do you typically bring home every 2 weeks?
1,300.
Anybody else live in the household with you?
Yes, sir. The father.
So just one?
Yes, sir.
Does he do anything to contribute to the financial status of the home?
He work at DHL.
Okay. All right, at this time, you make too much money to qualify for a court-appointed attorney.
Okay.
So you're going to need to retain the services of legal counsel on your own. You also have a first court appearance set up for September 18th of this year at 9 a.m. in the main courtroom at the Aiken County Judicial Center, 109 Park Avenue Southeast in Aiken. All right. If you're able to bond out, then you'll need to be there for this first appearance. If you have not bonded out on these charges, the Sheriff's Office will transport you to the courtroom. Does Victim Services have anything they'd like to add to the record this morning?
Yes, we ask that she complies with DSS requirements.
All right. Very good. Is there anyone from law enforcement that is here to put anything on the record? Very well. All right. Ms. Herring, with regards to the homicide by child abuse, it carries 20 years to life if convicted. Based on the severity of the charge and the penalty that it carries, I do not have the authority to set bond. You will have to go before a circuit court judge. The circuit court judge will basically do what I'm doing, but will have the authority to set a bond on you. Sometime within 30 days, you will have that opportunity to go before the circuit court judge. With regards to the filing false police report of the felony violation, that bond would have been set for $5,000, but because it's connected to the homicide charge, I'm going to deny bond. So these two are going to be connected together, and a circuit court judge will hear that. So as of this morning, there is no bond that is set for you. All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. If you would, just sign an initial where it's highlighted in yellow.
For Javeayah, her parents knew she was already gone, that they had lied, manipulated, deceived everyone. Javeayah's remains remained undiscovered as of the investigation's latest updates. The search continued. The water recovery operations proceeded. Authorities maintained hope of locating her body, of giving her proper burial, of bringing closure to family members. But closure would never erase what occurred. That a 4-year-old girl, excluded from family activities, subjected to violence by her mother, suffered injuries that killed her. That her parents' response was not to seek help, but to hide her death. Thank you for witnessing this story. Thank you for refusing to forget Javeayah Harris. I have 4 questions for you. First, how does a parent give birth to a healthy newborn while hiding the death of their older child? What psychological mechanism allows someone to function while concealing such tragedy? Comment below. Second, should both parents receive identical sentences, or should Michilae Herring, who directly assaulted Javeayah, face a harsher penalty than Johmarea Harris? What's your position on parental culpability? Third, what systems failed Javeayah? She was excluded from family activities. She showed distress with her mother. A babysitter noticed warning signs. Where should intervention have occurred? Fourth, if you've witnessed warning signs of child abuse, what prevented you from reporting it? Fear, uncertainty about what constitutes abuse, lack of knowledge about reporting mechanisms. Share your experience. Like this video, subscribe, enable notifications. Crime Beyond the Shadows brings cases others ignore, stories that demand to be heard. Next week, we're covering a case that remained cold for years. A woman disappeared under circumstances no one understood. Investigators baffled. Then evidence emerged, suggesting something no one anticipated. Don't miss it. Javeayah Harris deserved protection. She deserved life. She deserved better than what she received from the 2 people who created her. Remember her name. Demand better systems. Protect children. This is Crime Beyond the Shadows. We tell the stories others won't.